Welcome back, guys. For those of you curious, and for those of you who asked me yesterday and showed interest, here is our quote-unquote Dex training cheese video. This doesn't just cover Dex, it covers strength, and it covers all weapon skills other than martial arts, and no defensive skills. So this will not train melee defense. You can probably try to do it, and this will not cover dodge, but it will cover melee attack, any of these weapon skills here, strength and dexterity. That's the ones you'll be able to get up with this. Now this is a fresh out the box character. We have a little bit of strength because we had to lug this fragment axe, which is really heavy, all the way from Black Desert to down here, which is this is where we are right now on the map. For you guys curious, it doesn't have to be here. It works with any outpost, but I'll get into that in just a second. And we also have a katana. Now, if you're wanting to train Dex, pick the worst wakizashi you can find. Literally the rustiest pile of junk you can find, because it'll do less damage, but still level your Dex all the same. So you want the worst one. In this scenario, we are using the best one we could find just to show you how effective this training actually is for newer characters. This won't work for later characters, but if you have like 60 Dex and you're starting to get that toughness, you won't need this training method anyways. This is for like fresh recruits here. So we're going to cover dexterity, strength, heavy weapons, and katanas today. And melee attack, obviously. But go to any of these kinds of armories, abandoned weapons, places, anywhere there's security spiders inside. You need to have security spiders. I come to this one because it has a lot of security spiders. Every time. This one has a consistently large amount of security spiders. All you want to do then is just head on over. Just waddle your way slowly over and crack open that armory or weapons or whatever the heck you're at that has security spiders. Now this is where it kind of gets a little bit tricky, and you got to be a bit careful. You want to walk inside, and as soon as you see that some of these have noticed you, which they have me, you turn around. You want these guys chasing you out of the building. Make sure not to get hit. They hit pretty hard, especially for newer characters or fresher characters. And then just run away with them. Take them with you. Oh, we're going a little too low here because our frag axe is up there. And just take them with you as far away as you can. And you see how they just stopped? They're not chasing me. Why? Oh, they're chasing me. What happened there? So these armories and weapons shops, etc., with security spiders have security spiders in them that are tethered to the location. They will not wander with their AI. They will not wander too far away, but they will wander a certain distance. If you bring them that certain distance and then cross their threshold, they cease to do anything at all. Literally anything. That means you can do this and just step back over the line and they'll stop attacking. So what you do for this training method is you lunge and you back up. You lunge and you back up. You lunge and you back up. And they won't touch you. You can leave it for quite a while, and you could theoretically train block like this, but as soon as you see the green number go up, you can just dodge. See how he's almost hitting me here? If I just step away, he stops. He stops dead in his tracks. He will not pursue me as long as I'm beyond the border of their AI tethering. And that's how you level Dex. We've taken, what, 4 or 5 swings at him now? And we already have 3 Dex. And so you just kind of continue this on a little bit. Obviously, I'll cut this out. I'll deal with these 4 here, and then I'll kind of show you guys where we got to in terms of Dex. I'll do 2 with the wakizashi, and we'll do 2 with the frag axe we have laying up here on the hill. I just put it there because it's really slow. Like, it's really slow. And you might want to drag them a little further into territory so you have some leeway. But as long as you're in their area where they can't reach you, like that, they just won't hurt you. And even if you do get hurt, this is really effective for skeletons especially, because even if you do get hurt as a skeleton, like that, you can just click off and they'll leave you alone, and then you can mend. So you can train a little bit of toughness here as well if you want. Like, you're gonna get hit really hard, but for skeletons this is really easy to survive. It's not a big deal. For hive worker drones though, be careful, they will one-shot you. 144 is just enough to one-shot you, or it's nearly enough to one-shot you. Then you'd have to stop the bleeding really quickly. So I'm just gonna continue on training here, and I'm gonna cut to the part where I finish. Alright, and that's that taken care of. That's 4 dead spiders, and keep in mind this is just 4 spiders. This took me 5 minutes to do, not even. I'm pretty sure it was a little less than that, but this took me like 5 minutes to do. This does not take long, and that was with waddling speed over here. So I mean, this is pretty quick training if you're confident in your abilities to click away and click at something. Friendly reminder though, you do need to lunge. You want your lunge to happen. You need that overhead lunging attack for any weapon. You can't walk up to somebody and be right beside them and then swing your stick, because sometimes these get the initiative and they get to attack you before you attack them, and you don't want that to happen because they hit hard. You guys saw how hard they hit. They hit for like 140, and I'm a skeleton. So these are our results, and that's just 4 skeletons. That's 5 minutes of training or something like that. So with the katana, with the wakizashi, we got 21 in katanas, 21 dexterity. 99%, so 22 dexterity, basically. If we had a rusty wakizashi, that would be even better, because we wouldn't have killed them so fast. With the heavy weapons, it's a little bit slower, and I am benefiting from a 1.2 times here. So 14 heavy weapons and 5 strength. Keep in mind we had 3 strength, so we only gained 2 points of strength. This is definitely better for training dexterity, but that doesn't mean you can't train strength this way. Strength is still probably easier to just lug around a backpack full of iron and a body and just follow a guard through town, which I mean is basically AFK, or you know, just install a mod that has like weightlifting or whatever the heck. I prefer the rocks method because rocks. But either way will work. But either way will work. But yeah, dexterity definitely works for this one. Dexterity is probably your go-to, and you'll get your melee attack. If you're doing this, for example, with a hive soldier drone, your melee attack will be 40 in no time, and then you can go to your hyper-aggressive drone playstyle, which is my favorite playstyle for the hive soldier drones. There's a bunch more in there. If you happen to run out of recruits somehow, you can just repair these guys. I can't because I murdered them by taking out some of their muscles, because I'm mean. But there's plenty more in there, and if you happen to somehow run out of training buddies, just import your game. It resets it and all. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you stay fantastic. Here's a small bonus for you guys who stuck around to the end of the video, I suppose. In this place here, it's a way station. Just to the right of the hub. Most people will know it, newer players might not, but for those of you just starting out as a skeleton, and you're desperately in need of repair kits, which are actually surprisingly quite expensive, and if you want some cheap, aka free ones, come to this way station. Wander into the back here, where you see this little robotics shop. You can hold Alt to highlight signs there. Where you see this little robotics shop, and just go ahead and wander in, and we're going to do the same thing basically as yesterday, and we're going to just walk into the border of it, and then these boxes here have free repair kits. All you have to do is pause the game, and then even if he notices you, you don't have to reload here. Even if he notices you, you can just keep stealing them while it's paused, because you won't get into conflict or anything. You also will not lose relations for this. So we've met the skeletons, 0 relations lost. Now all you have to do is make sure you continue to sneak here. The sneaking part is pretty important. But you are committing a crime. But just sneak out, He never leaves his building, so as soon as you're out of his building, he just leaves you alone. You wait for his timer to go down. You check out your factions, no relations lost. You stand up, walk in front of the guards, and they don't hate you. The skeleton here is a different faction than these guys here, which are tech hunters versus skeletons. So they don't actually care as long as they don't see you stealing. So free skeleton repair kits here for those of you starting out as a skeleton. A little bit of cheese. Free cheese for you guys.